So for today, we have a brand new lesson. This is lesson 4, monetary policy. So this is the first lesson for Unit 2 on monetary policy and fiscal policy. So monetary policy and fiscal policy are two policies that is essential and is carried out by the government with the primary purpose to make balance not only in the money aspects but also in the taxation area, which is the focus of the fiscal policy. Aside from the two policies mentioned, we also have the trade policies. These are related to trading, whether here in the Philippines or international nga trading. It's very important that these policies will exist, these economic policies exist, because these policies are very important in stabilizing our economy. So, before we go to the monetary policies, we first go to the monetary theory. So, the monetary theory is the theory of the value of money or the theory of the price level. So, when we speak of the value of money, we are concerned with the amount of goods and services that we can buy with our money. So, we have mentioned before how money uh, affects, of course, our everyday living. We cannot buy food, we cannot go to a certain destination, we cannot go to school without money. Since nawala na ang barter system, so everything that we acquire now is through the means of money. So monetary theory is based on the idea that a change in money supply is the main driver of the economic activity. So according to the monetary theory, central banks, which control the levers of monetary policy, can exert much power over economic growth rates by tinkering with the amount of currency and other liquid instruments circulating in a country's economy, which is true. If the central bank will print many money, magprint siya daghan nga kwarta, and that will inject money into our in our economy, so people have the capacity to buy, di ba? Kaya nilang mupalit sa goods and services. And we already know, di ba, that if people have the money to buy, sumutaas ang demand for a particular good. Depende kung unsa nga good ang gi-offer sa market. So kung katong akong example before, 'di ba, what if tagsaan mo with a certain amount of money and then the supply is the same. So mag-ilog ang mga tao adto nga supply. And ay tendency nga ni uban nga mo hoard, di ba? Mo palit sila daghan kay nagod sila ikapalit. Unlike if gamay ra ang money sa mga tao, so na possibility nga maapod-apod ang resources. Pero if one person has more money than the other, so kaya niyang mopalit more than what he needs. And then, ang musafir ana is katong uban nga walay capacity para mo palit. So what happens if people have the capacity to buy? So of course, the businesses um, will mag-take advantage. Pwede silang mag-take advantage of the situation by saying that we only have this limited supply. So they will raise the prices, di ba? So that is a demand pull inflation. Another effect would be if people are willing to buy and they have the capacity to buy, the businesses are interested to produce more of the product. 'Di ba? Pag ang mga tao na ay ikakaya, mupalit ana nga goods, so magunaw na ang business nun, magpagama ako og daghan ani nga product kay daghan kaayong nangita. 'Di ba? Para sa when the lockdown started, 'di ba? Taas kay demand face masks, di ba nga dili man unta na siya kinahanglanon kayo sa una, ang palit naman ana kato naa sa medical nga field, pero tungod kay daghan kay nangita, daghan na kayo nanggawas nga mga naninda, di ba? Daghan na kayo ang supplier. And what is the advantage if businesses are willing to produce more of a certain good, di ba, nga gigama nila, it will mean that the entity will be needing more raw materials, di ba? Kinahanglan nila og materials to create the product. And so, they will buy from the households. Mupalit sila sa materials from the households. Aside from that, they will need more manpower. Di ba? Kinahanglan og more labor para ma-meet tong ilahang production. And that will create jobs, 'di ba? So if people will now have jobs, then the more people will have the capacity to buy, and that will boost the economy. Okay? So, mao na siya yung one effect. However, as I have illustrated before, that too much money but the supply was not adjusted, dili mag increase sa supply, maura gihapon, nihit lang gihapon. What will happen? There would be a push, di ba? Push of the prices upward. Musaka ang mga prices. And if the prices are high, it is not favorable for those nga walay money. Diba? So, what will be the effect? Ang mga walay kwarta, samutan nga dili sila kapalit or katong kuwang og kwarta, dili sila ka-acquire sa goods. So, dili tanan malipay, diba? Dili tanan mabulahan if we are going to just inject money in the economy. Okay ra unta kung mag-inject of money pero tanan natagaan. Pero what if ang katura pong mga naana sila na po'y madugangan sa kwarta, di ba? Dili man gyud nato ma-guarantee that everyone will have the fair share. Dagha tanang tao tagaan og equal nga amount of money. Depende po na kung naa kay trabaho, kay kung wala kay trabaho, sa man nimo pag-increase sa imong money. So, ang mahitabuan na niya is magsamot og kalisod tong mga naglisod na daan. So that's why nga ang central bank they they try to stabilize the inflation rate para dili po dako kaayo og impact dito sa mga naglisod or katong mga dili ka catch up ang income with the rising of the prices. So, mao na siya isa sa main nga purpose why there is a central bank in order to stabilize or i-control nila ang inflation sa isa ka country as much as they can. Dili sad maayo pag wala po'y inflation because pasabutan na niya pag dili mo inflate ang prices, wala kayo yung nahitabong economic activity. So, wala kayo yung pagpamalit, wala yung pagpamaligya. Silbing hina ang ekonomiya. Kaya walay na maligya, walay na malit. Diba? Way kwarta ang mga tao. So, pag dili mo push ang prices up, so meaning walay movement, diba? Sa interaction sa buyer and seller, which is also not a good indication sa progress sa usa ka economy. According to the monetary theory, if a nation's supply of money increases, okay, wait a if the nation's supply of money increases, economic activity will rise too. So as I have explained earlier, di ba, if people have more money, they are willing to buy, and if they're willing to buy, sellers or producers are willing to sell. And, di ba, pag they're willing to sell, they will be needing materials to create the products. They will be needing people to create the products. And that will generate jobs and generate income on those persons nga ilahang gipalitan sa mga materials o katong ilahang gi-hire for work. And that is vice versa. So a simple formula governs monetary theory. So you have the this is MV, which is M represents the money supply and V is the velocity. So the velocity of money is equivalent to PQ, wherein P is for the price of the goods or services, on the average price level, and Q is the number of goods and services. Assuming there's a constant velocity, that is the number of times per year the average money is spent, when M is increased, so either, or the money is increased, either your price or your quantity will rise, or it could be both of the price and the quantity will rise. Then we have the classical economists believed that velocity is stable. So, mo na siya nga constant ilahang assumption. Thus, if money supply increases, okay, if money supply increases, then the demand for goods and services also increases because people have more money to spend. To classical economists, money is the key factor in the increase or decrease in aggregate demand. Based on this theory, an increase in money supply results to an increase in the purchase of goods and services. So, diba? If people have the capacity to buy, they have more money, if they have more money, of course, they have the capacity to buy. Such a situation stimulates more investments, di ba? Because businessmen are interested now in expanding because they have this market and they have this large demand for their products and services. So the investments will increase. Daghan kayong mag-open og mga shops, daghan mag-open og mga malls, mga condo, mga businesses. And it will also have effect on employment, diba? As I've mentioned, it will create jobs and also production because they're going to supply the goods and services, which will be an economic growth for the whole economy. Furthermore, general price levels tend to rise more than the production of goods and services when the economy is closer to full employment. When there is slack in the economy, the quantity will increase at a faster rate than P under monetary theory. In many developing countries, monetary theory is controlled by the central government, which may also be conducting most of the monetary policy decisions. So here in the Philippines, the power to control the money supply, of course, it's in the government, but specifically, it is vested in the central bank. If you like this video, don't forget to click like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be updated with the latest video lessons. Thank you for watching.